Hello, welcome to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. This is the goingboldmedia.com, and we are going bold with all the experts today. We are so excited about that. We are showcasing the Link to Expert Business Showcase. I am Cece Schatz, one of your hosts. I'm the doyenne of relationship building, and I have my wonderful friend here with me.
Joanne Weiland, Weiland When You Can Fly, with Link to Expert, the collaborative cloud community, and we welcome you.
Yes, we absolutely do. We've got an exciting guest here today, and I want to make sure that you guys, we do our homework first. Just go to goingboldmedia.com where all of our hosts are there, all of our wonderful guests are there, and they're linked so you can just check them out. Check out our page. We'd love to hear from you. So let's move on to our guest today. We have a wonderful guest. We're going to be talking about Speaker Tunity. Let's bring our guest forward.
Welcome, Jackie Lapin.
Yeah, Joanne, would you like to introduce her?
Jackie Lapin I've known her for 5 years. Randy Pizer, one of our mutual contacts that we both collaborate with, introduced us and told Jackie, and Jackie's like, well, let's get acquainted. Let's talk. And that was 5 years ago. And ever since, we were so impressed with what Jackie does that we've been promoting her for 5 years. And we know, because we want our experts to work with people like Jackie that can actually help them. Her mission is to help leaders, entrepreneurs, coaches, authors like you that's probably listening right now. And if not, somebody that is, but she helps you secure your next client by getting in front of more audience is fast. Because a lot of times it's not just what you know, but it's who you know. And she knows a lot of the right people to get you in front of. Welcome, Jackie.
I'm delighted to be here, both of you. Thank you so much for this opportunity and for always making us feel so welcome.
Well, thank you. We are grateful because we really do want to share what people like you do with the world, because again, we want to help others make their life easier by working with other people that know parts of their business that they don't really choose to either work on themselves to grow, because it sometimes takes years. I mean, the three of us here in the room, this isn't an overnight success. It's more like a 10-year instant success. And because of that, we've gotten our expertise in that area. And so should they, rather than keep trying to do everything, when you can actually hire an expert like you, Jackie, to help you in that area, whatever that area is. And we'll be talking about that today, how you can help them.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your journey, Jackie, how you got into something like this, what possessed you to do this and keep doing it for all of these years. So tell us a little bit about your journey.
So it goes back to when I was 11 years old, and I wanted to do something that no female had done at that point. I wanted to become a sports writer. And that meant that, I was paving new ground. I call myself a serial pioneer. And it started with wanting to do that. And before I was 22, I was at the Detroit Free Press, the Washington Post, Los Angeles Times, and the Associated Press. Went on to have one of the largest sports special events and cable TV public relations agencies in America. Everybody, of course, was very skeptical that I wouldn't be able to succeed at that. But unfortunate for me, I ended up with a world-class client list for over 20 years. And you would know all of my clients. So that drove for a long time, but I wrote a couple of books on personal growth. One was the best spiritual book of the year at the International New Age Trade Show. And I realized that my heart lay with the people that were making the world a better place. And so I rebranded my podcast radio tour company, Conscious Media Relations, and just started doing radio podcast tours for authors, leaders, experts. And we've been doing that for about 14 years. About 9 years ago, about some of my clients came to me and said, can you book me for speaking gigs? And I said, I don't want to do that, but I know where they are. So why don't I just tell you? And that's how Speaker Tunity was born. Speaker Tunity is a speaker and leader resource company. So I started creating tip sheets that would go out every other week to speakers saying, okay, here are places that you can book yourself. That first product is called Speaker Tunity Speaker Leads, and it's really for a transformational leader, although the later things that we did were basically for a wider audience of all business people. But in the initial stages, we did this product, and it gives them meetings, venues, and associations that are looking for speakers all the time across North America. And everything we do involves Canada, by the way. And so then we gave them also evergreen conferences and TEDx's and spiritual centers and bookstores and retreats and associations, all balled up into one, about 120 leads a month. And it took off. And so it was very exciting. And then we realized that people needed other resources. And so we started building them. And so our next product gave people radio and podcasts. And then the next one gave them virtual summits, all the different virtual summits that are looking for guest presenters every month. We aggregate them. We're the only people that bring them all into one place. We go out and to all the people that we know that are producing summits. And we also have an application on our website, speakertunity.com/submissions, that any person at all can come in and tell us that they're putting on a summit and they're looking for speakers, or they're putting on a conference and they're looking for speakers. All of those, wonderful ways to help facilitate getting that. So, and that's where we started. And then it kept growing. So we went from there, and we developed 75 regional directories, which give people all the evergreen speaking opportunities in their own market and business and service and philanthropic and special interest and spiritual. Then we decided that, okay, we have all this great information, and the pandemic came along and it became so that everybody could speak virtually. So we created niche directories. So if you want all the women's business meetings across North America, or the insurance companies and financial planning, or if you wanted your addiction treatment centers or spiritual centers or parenting groups or faith-based meetings, business meetings, we've wrapped it all up with 60 different categories of niches. So it makes it really easy. And then, of course, everybody wanted TEDx. And so we created a TEDx directory that gives you all the global TEDx's all across the world, divided in ways that make it easy for you to find what you need, whether it's by date or by region or by language or by theme. And then the other thing that really became important is that people wanted conferences. So we developed a product called Conference Connections that gives you close to 5,000 conferences every single month that are actually putting out calls for speakers, and they want speakers right now. And so that product has really taken off. And so we've been really excited about that. But we can talk more about how we made this easy and packaged and some of the other things that we do that help a speaker. But that's basically how Speaker Tunity was born, and our mission to help leaders get books so they don't have to do any of the research themselves. Leaders, authors, and experts, you're already overworked. And why should you have to do this research or pay your staff to do it when we've done it for you?
It's so true. I mentored the MBA students at University of Tampa for 10 years. And one of the biggest things that professors would tell me when they would hand off the MBA students for me to collaborate with, work with, mentor, they called it, they would tell me most students, even at that stage, don't forget they're getting their MBA. So many of them are our age, or even if they're younger, but they've been educated in many ways. But she said that hardly any of them know how to do the resource, get the resources to do the research. I can't talk today, research. And she said many of them actually, Google something, but they just take the very first thing that comes up and they just think that's the gospel truth. So I can tell you firsthand from working with them for 10 years, that was the number one thing that they were frustrated with the MBA students at that time. So I think it's really common that most people don't like to do the research. They don't like to keep track of everything. There's not an easy way for them to do it. And even if they have an assistant, that's good. But if that's not their main focus, and they also have so many other responsibilities and they can just get to it whenever they can get to it, I just recommend that you contact Jackie and, get one of those lists or multiple lists, because some people want to speak at different types of places and different types of organizations. So thank you, Jackie, for doing that for everyone.
Thank you. Well, it became evident to us that, leaders would rather be on stages than doing that research that we're talking about. And you have to keep it up. So we update things on a regular basis, and our policy, because we know that things are going to go out of date no matter how often and how quickly we do it. So we have a policy that says if you find things out of date, all you have to do is send us an email or redline your directory and send it back to us, and we'll get you the newest information, because we consider it a relationship. It's not, here's your directory and we don't ever want to see you again. We want people to come back and stay with us. And to that end, we created a membership program, and it's called Speaker Tunity Members Only. And what it does is we'll grow with you. So in the first level, you can pick which what you want, maybe speaker leads or radio insider, which gives you general podcasts and radio shows that are life enhancing, or a radio insider for business, which gives you all the business B2B shows. And then you can also pick conferences or summits. You get a choice of one of those 5. So you can start low, just at where you are. If you just want to do podcasts and you're not ready to get out on stages, you do that. Now, when you want to jump, you can jump into our gold level membership and you get all 5 of those products. And I have a booking system that makes it really easy. It gives you samples and templates and checklists so that you can actually get started booking yourself. And then I do a private hot seat to our members on Thursday, the 3rd Thursday of the month. And you can come and join that and bring your questions and bring your speaker sheet or your proposal letter. And I'll look at it and I'll make comments, or I'll tell you what's working or how to improve the rate that you're getting. And so then if you jump up higher into the platinum, you get choice of 6 regional and niche directories. You get the TEDx directory. You get, all of our training videos. And it really gives you a lot of resources. And then the highest version of our program, and this is not for everybody. This is for somebody who's already doing very well as their own on their own, but want to get some of it off their table. And that's our concierge program. And that's a program where we give you all of our resources in the platinum, as well as your speaker one sheet and your virtual background, branded virtual background. And then you can also get a year's worth of the virtual assistant service and a private concierge who will basically look over things and help you and guide you and, stay with you for the year to try to get everything managed. And that's a high price program, but man, it really does alleviate all the headaches that you would have to go through to, get rolling and get started. And one of the cool things about that program in the concierge program is when you come in, we do basically one of our $8,000 radio media tours as part of the package, and you're getting it at like rack price. It's incorporated in what you're getting for the whole year. So it really is an incredible benefit. So there's, just a lot of ways that we help people. And then, there are all the things like if you need the graphics done, that's our membership. So come in there, start easy. It starts at $47 a month. So if you want 5,000 conferences, or you want the 40 podcasts a month, it's just $47. It's a simple investment. And then if you want added things that are going to help you get booked or, as a speaker, we have services that'll and do your speaker one sheet. And one of the ways that we make this really inexpensive is you pick from a template, choose colors, fill in a form. You don't even have to think about what to put. We'll tell you what to put and what format to give it to us in. And then it goes to our designer and it comes back to you in 3 to 5 days. And so we do speaker sheets, podcast sheets, conference roll-up banners, speaker handouts, book flyers, ebook, branded ebooks, and also a branded slide deck. So we'll just give you the 8 slides, and you can put all the things you want on them. Then we added a service where we'll help you actually if you're really building out a full slide deck and you need all the, bells and whistles. And the virtual background. So all of those things are available on our website. And you need training if you're going to do your own booking or you want to train your staff. Well, we've got video training programs that make it really easy on you. And at the bottom of the page, it just says, if you don't want to do this yourself and you want some help, then you can go to Book For You Virtual Assistants, our strategic partner, and they'll take off the actual outreach for you so that you don't have to do that. We've got right now, we've got some people in the shop that are doing podcasts and some others that are doing conferences, and they're filling out all the forms that call for speakers forms for different clients. So, and sometimes we also will take a regional directory and then try to book you fully in your region. If that's what your choice is. So, we call ourselves one-stop shopping for the speaker leader.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Brilliant.
Sounds
That's
great.
brilliant.
Yeah, it's fabulous. Now, I've often thought about it myself, like when I retire, right, that I would like to start going into public speaking and visit all the places that I would love to visit. So, and now, what about the magical question everyone always asks about speakers is, do speakers get paid for speaking, or are they mainly, free speaking gigs?
Part of it depends on your topic. Part of it depends on where you are in your speaking journey. If you're at the beginning of the speaking journey and it gets hard to do that. You need to really establish yourself as a speaker. You have to have great video. You have to have traction at, some significant kinds of speaking gigs before somebody's going to pay you. And it helps if you have a body of knowledge in the business world that helps, that really somebody is looking for. The biggest problem is if you are in the personal growth space and you think that people are going to pay you for your personal growth knowledge, not likely. But if you have a solid business background and you have an expertise in that, then that's the case. Now, if you're personal growth and you straddle and you maybe do leadership and you've got other kinds of, and you've got a business background, that can actually work to get you paid in the business world. But if it's just straight personal growth, if you can't position it from a really strong business standpoint, it's unlikely. So you want to get established, and then, you look at what's out there. There are some great speaking gigs, and excuse me, they're great speaking gigs, and they give you a decent sized or big audience, but you cannot they won't pay you, but they will give you an opportunity to introduce your program from the stage, or to at least tell the audience how to get a hold of you. So a lot of times it's really worth doing those opportunities, even if you're not getting paid. But getting paid is the holy grail. They are fewer of them than ever, but you still can find them. The corporate world is one way to do that. If you have a corporate background, it helps to open those doors. If you don't have a corporate background, but you have a program that helps them improve the production of their team, or, something that straddles, as I said, that personal growth and business, then the door may be open to you too.
Right. And now we talked about, now I know that you have, another business, the Conscious Media Relations, and we did talk a show about that. So we did the link to Expert Goodreads Authors Corner with regards to that. So those of you out there would like to listen to that show, we hope that you do, because there was a lot of information with regards to writing a book and promoting it and such. But one thing we had discussed on that show, which I think is very, very good on this particular platform, is that you need to have like a leader, be there. There needs to be a reason that you're doing the speaking, right? So you want to maybe have a call of action for them to come buy your book, or maybe you have a membership of something, maybe if there's something else that you're doing, your website or your podcast or whatever it is that you're doing, that maybe you're making money in that arena, so that you can do the public speaking, get out there and get known as being the expert in your field. So that's a very good thing to very focus on.
And to that point, a book is one of the things that will help get you booked. Mm-hmm. It will improve your booking success. So I do encourage you, if you haven't done one in your field, make it unique and different. Don't make it sound like everybody else's. Right. But a book is a great way to increase your booking opportunities on any platform, actually.
Your credibility increases dramatically when you can say that you're a published author. It's exactly. Just amazing, even if it's self-published. But when you can hand them your book instead of a business card, it's priceless.
Yeah. And you want to, and to your point, Cece, when you're there are two different kinds of speaking opportunities. One where you can come in and they won't let you give an offer, but you want to offer something free that is going to lure them into your email list so that you can then build that relationship and continue to market to them. The other is where you can actually make an offer from stage. And of course, then the third is paid. But when you're making an offer from stage, you really need to make sure that you have practiced that and you know how, and that's where a lot of speakers get held up because they get scared when they start to make their offer. So you need to have a really crack offer that people just can't resist. And you need to be able to deliver it comfortably. And I always encourage, we stay out of the speaker training area. We'll train you to get booked, but not to actually speak. But I highly encourage you to actually, if you're thinking about this and you are not comfortable, to go find a speaker coach. There are wonderful speaker coaches out there. You can always go to the wonderful organization. Why is it not coming?
National Speakers Association. There's
there's
TEDx.
Pardon? Toastmasters. That's why I was going. Sorry, it just at a blank. You can always go to Toastmasters and just start really, getting used to delivering and perfecting your presentations. Lots of good teaching that goes on in there. It's a great place to start. And you can also do this alone. You can just try to go local speaking opportunities and really try to work out what's working, what's not working, and perfect it with local audiences that are friendly. Your church, your chamber of commerce, etc. And then, but that next step is getting a speaker coach to really, if you're really ready to light the stage on fire. So there's lots of ways to path to getting proficient, but the most important part is getting confident. So
yeah, definitely. Well, we're going to have to take a quick break. So when we come back, let's talk about the free gift you're going to give us. So I cannot wait to hear about that. So those of you that are listening, make sure that you stick around because we have a free gift that we're going to be sharing with you. And we have Jackie Lapin, and we're talking about Speaker Tunity, really helping you, if you want to be a speaker, how to get out there, and be known, be heard, and be seen. And so those are the things to do. So definitely stick around with us. We're going to be talking about a little bit more of that and talk about that free gift. So you don't want to miss out on that. So you are listening to Link to Expert Business Showcase. I am Cece Schatz. I have my good friend Joanne Weiland here with me, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm John Thomas. I want to share with you a professional products and services directory we call Going Solo Directory, and you need to check this out. If you want exposure to your business or are seeking professional product or services, this directory has it all. And that membership, for the many special features, you get the benefit of a worldwide exposure with a 40-minute video interview on an international business showcase. All this for just one low annual fee. For more information, contact GoingSoloDirectory.com.
Well, welcome back. This is Link to Expert Business Showcase. I am one of your hosts, Cece Schatz, the doyen of relationship building. I have my good friend here with me, Joanne Weiland. Those of you that don't know Joanne, she's a Chief Connections Officer and the founder of the collaborative cloud community linktoexpert.com, which is what our show is named after. So I hope you guys will check that out, linktoexpert.com. And we are talking with one of the most outstanding individuals. I tell you what, if you want to be in the speaker business, let me tell you, she is the one you need to go to. Speaker Tunity, she's a founder. Jackie Lapin, she's connecting speakers, how to get booked for speaking everywhere and drive your business. And that's truly what speakers do. They drive their business. And so we've been talking about how she's put together a membership, how she's helping those be able to, want to step into, knowing, want to be a speaker and you want to get out there. She's got all these lists and everything of where you can go, where you can speak, what country you want to go to, if you want to speak there. I mean, can you imagine? Think about it. I mean, to me, I think that would be my retirement, is like going and talking in all these various different places that I want to visit, right? And use it as a tax write-off. I mean, let's face it, it's pretty awesome. So you want to go to, and I want to make sure you guys have it, speakertunity.com. It's speakertunity.com. Make sure you check out the website. She's got a lot of information there for you. So if you're a speaker, you're starting to be a speaker, you're thinking about getting out there and doing it. She did recommend maybe you want to talk to a coach, but when you're ready to hit the ground running, then you want to contact speakerunity.com and get these lists and things like that are up to date, current speaking engagements that you can do that. And I think that's marvelous. If you guys want to find out more, Jackie's more than happy to talk to you. Just go to Jackie@speakerunity.com. Jackie@speaker, SPEAKERTUNITY.com, and send her an email. She's more than happy to speak with you and share with you this vast organization that she's built over the years to really connect speakers, right? Get them out, get them known, be seen, be heard. I love it.
Thank you. Well, and here's one thing I want to tell people. Speaking opportunities don't happen in a vacuum. You can set out and think, oh, I'm going to go out and get some speaking gigs this month or this week. And I guarantee you won't do it unless you do one thing. You actually have to book it in your calendar. It's like going to a meeting. You book out 3 hours a week to actually pursue your speaking gigs, because if you don't do that, it just won't happen. So whether it's you doing it or you directing somebody to do it, you really need to make a commitment to it if you really want to have a steady stream of visibility that's going to make a difference in your bottom line.
And I also recommend that if you do want to speak there, 2 things that I really think you should go first, or watch if it's online, the way that organization rolls, how they, how they're processed, so that you can also learn from that. And then when you're applying to speak there, that you can talk firsthand of how they do it and comment that, I'm, experienced in this area, I've done this, and I see that you actually have panels also sometimes at your conferences. I could be a panelist because this is my area of expertise, blah, blah, blah. But I loved what Cece also talked about too, so I don't want to forget that no matter what age you are, create your bucket list and do figure out, where do you want to go? Is there speaking engagements over there? Check with Jackie to buy her lists of all these different places that she has, even globally, so that you can actually make it happen. And
our conference list is definitely global.
Right.
Of the 5,000, I just looked at it the other day, and there's at least, I think, 20% that are outside of the US and Canada. So
wow.
Absolutely, there's opportunities for you everywhere, depending on what level you're at. But
sure,
there's infinite number of ways and places that you can get yourself booked.
Right.
Now that's a question. So let's say you are, we have a comment here. Make sure. Here we go. Graham Williamson. This is on my bucket list.
Hi, Graham.
Thanks, Graham. Thanks for commenting. We appreciate that. But so okay, let me ask you then, is that when, let's say you're starting out and you haven't got a lot of you've taken a coaching course, you've gone through and you've done a few things like that, and you feel like you're secure now, you can start doing it. Do you have like levels, like when you have your list of places to go to, conferences or maybe possibly engagements, do you have like a level of expertise of speaking?
Well, I think that most people should be starting out locally or in their niche. That's really that's the low hanging fruit. And that's where you perfect it. Don't start looking at major conferences until you've really got that down. And you've tested your presentation and you know that it works. You really need to gradually go into this, because if you shoot too high too soon and you don't succeed, that's going to be a black mark on you. But let me tell you the tools that you're going to need to get started. The first thing you're going to need is a proposal letter that encourages the booker to actually bring you on board. And that has a couple of different sections. The first section is the part in the beginning needs to establish what you do in the world that alleviates people's problems. What is the problem that you solve with what you offer? So you need to establish that right off the bat. And then what your credentials are. What are why you? What's the background that you have that makes you the expert in this? And then the last part of that is really the, go into a little bit more detail about what you're going to present. And then there should be 2 lines. And this is, and again, you will acquire these as you build. One is, here's my speaker one sheet, what we're going to talk about next. And here is my video, and we're going to talk about that next. And then the call to action, which is, can we have a meeting so that we can really explore where I might fit in your organization, or would you consider me for your next meeting, conference, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's the structure of the proposal letter. Shouldn't be more than 6 to 8 paragraphs. The speaker one sheet is a 2-page document, a beautiful glossy 2-page document. You can deliver it online. You can actually go ahead and print it if you want to. And it has a great photo of you, preferably a headshot, or if you have a picture of you speaking with a microphone in front of an audience. And then a full bio, a bio of you that follows some of the different, the pattern of the proposal letter, problem you solve, and what your expertise is. And then you want to back it up with other kinds of things, credentials, honors, books, etc. And then you want to have 2 testimonials on the front page that will, show that you've got credibility. And then on the back side, in the beginning, it may be challenging for you to put together one presentation, but when you're, rolling, you want to have 3 presentations. Now, it could be the same presentation repurposed for different audiences. So let's say that you have an audience that's, business women. You have another audience that's personal growth for women, and you have an empowerment, and you have another audience is teen girls. So, when you're pitching yourself, you want to give the host, the booker, a choice, but you can also do 3 different topics in your niche that are specific to that, or 2 or 3 different levels of experience that you're talking to. So this is a more, this is for beginners. This is more experienced people. So that I have always said that if you only have one arrow in your quiver, it had better be a bullseye. But if you give people choice, it's going to increase your ability to get booked. And so that is on the backside, and you snappy title, 1 short paragraph, and 3 or 4 different takeaways. What are they going to learn in this particular presentation? Then that's your speaker sheet. You should have it really nicely designed. If you got graphic skills yourself, that's great. If you don't, come on over to Speaker Tunity. We'll get it done for you really expensively. And then the next thing is you want to have some video. And the video should be of you presenting. Now, the preference is on a stage as opposed to on a digital stage, a virtual stage like this. This is okay if you don't have any of the others, but it needs to be dynamic. But if you can get it from stage, and here are the ways you can get it. You can, present at an event that's already being taped and asked if you can have that video. You can hire your own videographer to come in when you're presenting locally. It doesn't need to be something big, but I want to just warn you, don't do it with your cell phone. It needs to have great sound and lighting. Then another option is if you can find a speaker showcase. Now, they're hard to find, but there are different organizations that will actually tape you doing a presentation with a bunch of other speakers in the room acting as the audience, and everybody gets up and then cheers on each other, and so everybody gets their video. And the last thing is, and this is your choice if you don't have anything in the offing and you want to get some good video, rent a hotel room, and get all your friends, get 30 people there and hire a videographer and get some great video. So those are all ways to get your video done. But all of those are really things that are going to influence the ability for a booker to say yes to you. So essentially, when you're sending that initial proposal letter, excuse me, you've got your speaker one sheet, you got your video already built into it, and it really makes it easy for them to evaluate whether you'll be the right speaker for them.
Now, Graham had said, and I think this is kind of like what we were talking about before, he said, I have been finding out that even with all my knowledge and experience doesn't mean much. What one has to join and pay before being heard. So what he's saying is that, it's, I think truly it's hard if you just want to get out and say, okay, I want to be a speaker today. It's not that easy to just do that. You've got to, you have to take the various different steps, like you're saying, do this proposal letter, have your one sheet, get with your organization, with regards to, putting it out there, knowing where to go to and what level you can speak at. Because like what you were saying is that you may not be, the top-notch speaker. So you got to make sure you got to start getting some engagements under your belt to feel more comfortable with it and things like that.
I would say that getting acquainted with some of the event coordinators, the local meeting coordinators, helps sometimes, just knowing people. But I will, to your point, Graham, sometimes it is in your best interest to join certain organizations and get your credentials. For example, if you join eWomen Network, like I'm a member of, that gives you the right to speak at all of their events, their meetings all over the United States. And so if I just want to look at, this area, I could probably pick up 3 or 4. There's another group called Polka Dot Powerhouse for Women. So, whatever really is a key market for you, investing in a membership may not be the bad thing because it gives you that visibility. But I will tell you one thing. Rotary doesn't require a membership, and they take authors, leaders, and experts as outside speakers all the time. So that's a little tip. But it depends on what kind of organization you're going to. It depends on your target audience. And here's the other thing. How different are you making yourself? If it is the same old, and they've seen it and heard it before, that is going to hinder your ability to get booked. If you've got something that's unique and different, and that's, and maybe your body of knowledge is the same, but you focus in on something that everybody is worried about right now, and it's on their minds, it's hot topic, that's going to get you booked a lot faster than just saying, here's my body of knowledge, bring me in as a speaker.
Well, there he says, thank you, everyone. Hugs. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, it's so right. I mean, they're like, you could even go to, meetup.com, and there's a lot of various different meetings there, and you could offer your speaking services, and that would get you under, doing it. And like you said, maybe get filmed and stuff, recorded while you're doing it. That would also help a little bit, but and get you out there. So you can say you have some, right, that you've done some speaking.
Meetup is a great resource. So is Eventbrite. Eventbrite no longer just lists, one-off events. They list a lot of events that reoccur. Mm-hmm. And so if you can find your target audience in the right group, then you can try that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it looks like the time is coming near where we're going to have to close out the show. I want to make sure that we let everyone know about this free gift, Jackie, that you have offered us. A free gift, Ways to Seduce Your Next Client, from stages, podcasts, virtual summits, and more. So you just go to speakerunity.com/seduce. So that's speaker, SPEAKER, tunity.com/seduce. SEDUCE.
Well, and let me tell you a little bit about what this is and why it's so important. So when you have the opportunity to offer something free, and I encourage you to do this not only when you're just have they only let you do this something free, but I also include that if you're making an offer, you also include something free, because they may not always take you up on your offer, but they might take you up on your freebie. So you want a really enticing lead magnet, something that's going to get them onto your opt-in list. But if you think that just an ebook or a free consultation with you is the only thing you can offer, get this ebook. It's called 44 Ways, because it has 44 different alternatives that you can use to lure people into your opt-in list.
Oh gosh, I didn't realize it was 44. So 44 ways to seduce your next client, from stages, podcasts, virtual summits, and more. Absolutely terrific. So thank you for offering that to our listeners. We do appreciate it, and our viewers. So you want to write that down. It's speakerunity.com/seduce. SEDUCE. Make sure that you do that. And then, of course, you can always contact us or contact Jackie directly. You can go to Jackie@speakerunity.com. The website again is speakerunity.com.
If I could just correct that, Cece, it's speakertunity.com.
Tunity.
Sorry about that, but
yeah,
make sure to remember that T in there.
Yes, thank you for saying that. Yeah, speakertunity.com. Yeah, thank you so much. You've given us a wealth of information here today. And, I didn't have the first bit of knowledge of how to, because I've often said, when I retire, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and be a speaker. Who knows how I would do it? I have no idea. And so
hire Jackie.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you have this organization that we can go to and be able to have all of that work. I mean, can you think about the research involved with, and then not only just the research, but to keep it up to date, to know what's out there. I mean, Google is a great thing, but I know I don't want to be on the computer 24/7 trying to figure out this type of thing. And then when I figure it out, I contact them to find out, that they changed and they're no longer doing it or something. It's like, forget it, go. If you're serious about speaking, if you're truly serious about getting on the market there, speaking and things like that, definitely check this out, because I think this is something that you might want to consider doing. So thank you so much, Jackie, for being with us.
Thank you,
Jackie.
I'm honored and grateful, ladies.
Yeah, we appreciate it. So again, make sure you check out the website, Speaker Tunity. I'm saying it right. Am I Tunity? And speakertunity.com. That's SPEAKERTUNITY.com. So check out the website. All the information is there. Wealth of information. Again, there's a free gift there. Check that out. 44 ways to seduce your next client, from stages, podcasts, virtual summits, and more. Take advantage of something that's free. So we do appreciate that so very much. You guys, you've been listening to Link to Expert Business Showcase. I am Cece Schatz, and I have my good friend here with me,
Joanne Weiland.
Yes, and we want to thank you so much for listening to us today, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.